be starting off with a completely new chapter in AS biology, and this is one of the bigger chapters of this year. It's called cell structure. Now, in O levels, we've studied cell structure in a lot of detail, studying a lot of organelles, and even there, this chapter was one of the biggest chapters that existed. But as we saw, that cell membrane has a chapter of its own, right? So initially in O levels, a cell membrane was a part of cell structure, right? Cell membrane. However, now cell membrane is a completely different topic, and its components and cell structure is a different topic. So let's start with this. So first of all, what is a cell? A cell is a structural and functional unit of life, or as we learned in O levels, the basic unit of life. So it's a structural and functional unit of life. So first we'll start off with cytoplasm, and I think we've all studied it in O levels. So cytoplasm is the area between the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane. So this must be noted that between the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane. So if this is a cell wall, it does not enter the cell wall region and it does not enter the nuclear membrane region. So it's everywhere around here, right? So what is it? It's area between cell membrane and nuclear membrane. It's a semi-solid jelly-like substance, right? So it's not completely solid nor liquid. What it does is that it maintains a continuous cyclic flow of different materials. Thus, it's termed as cyclosis, right? So what the basic function of the cytoplasm is that it acts as a matrix where the organelles, which we'll study later on in the chapter, which the entire cell structure chapter is based on, where the organelles live and perform specific activities, and these specific activities include metabolic reactions mainly. All the metabolic reactions take place in the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is not basically considered as an organelle. Now what we'll study are organelles. So what organelles are membrane bounded. So they have a membrane. They're subcellular, means inside a cell, and they're living bodies. So these are the three main characteristics of an organelle. They're membrane bounded, subcellular, and living bodies living within the cell. And what they do is that they show compartmentalization. What compartmentalization means is the division of labor, and that we'll see in the chapter how different organelle, how every organelle is performing its own specific function, right? So first let's have a look at all the organelles that we have. There's mitochondria and chloroplast, both of which are double membraned organelles. Then there's endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, vacuoles, which are single membraned. And then ribosomes, microtubules, and centrioles are non-membraned. In O levels, majority of us have studied mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum to an extent, a bit of Golgi apparatus as well, maybe not lysosomes. So this is something that might be new. Maybe Golgi apparatus for a few people as well. We've learned vacuoles, we've learned ribosomes, but we haven't learned microtubules and centrioles as such. So these are a couple of new organelles added in the syllabus. So I'll just give you a basic overview of what each of these organelles does. So mitochondria is widely regarded as the powerhouse of the cell, and we'll study in detail why. Chloroplast is responsible for carrying out photosynthesis in plant cells only and making the food for plants. Endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus work together. Endoplasmic reticulum has two types. There's smooth and there's rough. So the rough is responsible for protein modification, and smooth one is responsible for lipid synthesis. Golgi apparatus is responsible for further protein modification. Then there's lysosomes, which are widely regarded as the suicide sacs of the cell, and as their name suggests, they help in the digestive system of the cell. Vacuoles are mainly regarded as the storage sacs of the cell, and they also help in osmoregulation and a couple other functions within the plant cells, which we'll study in detail. Then there's ribosomes. Uh, Ribosomes work closely with endoplasmic reticulum mainly, and help in the protein modifications. Microtubules and centrioles they work together. Microtubules provides the main cytoskeleton for the entire cell, and centrioles help it in that way as well, and as well as centrioles help in the cell division and we'll see how later on in the chapter. Now I haven't mentioned nucleus because nucleus isn't completely a part of this chapter. It comes on later in AS, but I will mention it quite briefly later on as we move on in the chapter. So this is just intro to cell structure chapter.